let's talk about javelins. Okay, I just saw this news article come through about the javelin. What is a javelin and what does it mean? And it was in the transcript, but nobody's talking about it, so I'm going to jump ahead and get into it. Now, the javelin, I'm going to read this so I don't screw it up. The FGM 148 Javelin. Now, I know a lot about military equipment. I have played all of the Battlefield Bad Company games, so just, quote me as an expert. It's actually pretty cool. If you have ever played America's Army, they actually have a javelin. You go in and it's got this, anyways, you know what I'm talking about. Let's talk about this. So the javelin is an anti-tank, I'm gonna read this. The FGM is an American-made, American man-portable fire and forget anti-tank missile. That's a nice word, fire and forget anti-tank missile. Now the cool thing about the javelin is that it shoots well, not straight up, but up at an angle. I think the minimum range is about 500 meters, and that it comes down on the target. Okay, now what this does is it hits the top of the tank because that's where it has the least armor, the weakest point. Okay, I think it's a minimum range of 500 meters, maximum range of like 2,000 meters. And it has a mode where you can even like shoot it straight at a building too, also to blow up the inside of a building. Pretty badass. So it's got this nice little CLU monitor you kind of put on like a video game, kind of like one of those old Nintendo. What was that stupid Nintendo thing that used to make everybody have seizures? What were they thinking back then? So it's self-guided, and anyways. These are anti-tank weapons. These are you can give one to a fire team or a couple, several to a squad, and they go out. They can take out tanks. Pretty cool. The CLU unit, I'm going to quote this here, is the Command Launch Unit. See, that's pretty cool. Has sophisticated infrared sensors with multiple viewing modes, including 4x optical zoom, 4x green lit thermal view, and a 12-time narrow vision zoom activated for targeting. God, I sound like I can't read now. Sounds like a video game, looks like a video game, plays like a video game, but it's a serious piece of equipment. Now, before we get all pissed off about this, look, I'm gonna tell you this right now. Russia, we don't sell equipment to Russia, and Russia doesn't sell equipment to us. We sell military equipment all over the world. Sometimes to the same people that the Russians sell military equipment to. Sometimes the same people that China sells military equipment to. China sells to Pakistan. We sell to Pakistan. Now, how does this benefit Ukraine? Because Russia has shitty tanks. I don't think they make the same T-62s, but Russian tanks, or 64s, whatever they're making now. But the modern Russian tanks cannot stand up to the American-made Javelin the Javelin anti-tank missile. Okay, you're going to be upset about that? We've sold arms and weapons for years. Now, I'm curious how it stands up to the American M1A1 Abrams. So, built in great US of A. I believe they're still built in Lima, Ohio as well, but don't quote me on that. But yeah, the M1A1 is a pretty badass tank. Kicked ass in Desert Storm, previously Desert Shield, and still kicking ass today. So yeah, we got pretty good tanks. Maybe Russia needs to, I don't know, learn to duck. I don't know, don't get pissed off at us. But you're going to start seeing this come up. You're going to start seeing the media talk about, oh, we're selling arms to Ukraine. Yeah, we do, a lot of them. Okay, now that's a whole separate debate. If you want to debate whether Ukraine is separate from Russia, if it's there's a lot of craziness going on right now, and I have a lot of friends from Russia and some from Ukraine. It's very convoluted. Most of these stories they have different perspectives, and So don't get upset and say, hey, I have a problem with the president or the U.S. government selling arms to Ukraine, when they're selling them all over the world, and we have been for a long time. But remember, the U.S. government doesn't make anything. They don't own anything. This really is, when we say the U.S. government is selling What this is actually the U.S. government acts as a liaison between U.S. private companies and third-party foreign companies. They have to adhere to a certain set of rules that are governed under the the Federal Munitions Act or whatever the hell it's called. And it's kind of a blanket document that's any military equipment, hardware, services, things like that. They have to follow certain guidelines and much longer discussion this, but that's how it's done. Okay, and these are American companies selling to foreign companies. Okay, so don't think of it as the U.S. government. The U.S. government is just sanctioning it. But to sell to a foreign government firearms, if you don't do it with the approval of Big Brother, then you're just an arms dealer. Which I know it's being pedantic, but that's the way it is. Okay. Again, a whole other argument going on right now. And I mean, Cambodia's ramping up for shit right now. They're having a civil war. You got Iran's causing some problems. You got Ebola happening in Africa, in East Africa. It could cause some serious issues. Shit's going on all over the place, So, you want to be upset with America selling arms. Well, China sells arms too. They sell to plenty of countries, and Russia sells to plenty of countries. And we're selling to. It blows my mind that we actually sell firearms to Vietnam. We sell firearms to Germany. Former enemies, and I guess the old adage is true. It's a lot safer to trade dollars than bullets. So. Argue about that, but I just wanted to give a heads up of what a Javelin was, what it means to this whole impeachment, calling Ukraine, what we're doing. It's a weapon. It's an anti-tank weapon. We sell all of the. Ukraine isn't even within the top 25 importers of U.S. Arms, so they're not even on the radar for that. Okay, they're not. Look at you want to look at where money goes. Look other places. Okay, it's not that hard to find the trail of problems. Hell, if you want to look at anything, look at the student loan debt right now. 1.52 trillion with a T. Capital T, that means tremendous. It stands for terminal. But that's a whole nother video I'm going to look into right now. I've been looking into student loans for a while now, and it's not good. It's not good. So, anyways, that's everything.